Hi everyone, welcome to Modern Hmong Girl. It's a girl, Emmy.
And it's your girl, Lex. Welcome to episode 55. Love being Hmong, but y'all make it hard sometimes.
Yep. Well, if you're new here, thanks for tuning in. If you're a returning listener, thanks for always coming back. Welcome back. Yes.
Okay, so weekly check-in. How are you? What have you been up to? How was your week?
Let's see. My week was good. Oh, yeah. We had like the same normal week, whatever. But Lex and I, we went out to Unison, y'all. I think it has to be like a separate recap episode. But no, like we went to Unison this past Friday.
Saturday. It was
Right?
no, it was Friday.
Friday,
Yes,
yeah.
it was Friday.
We went to Unison this past Friday, and of course, it's like how it usually is, but it was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Since it's been a while, we saw a lot of people that we knew, so that was great. And of course, there's the usual creeper that's always there, and you know, we got that creeper kicked out because
Period.
what the fuck are you touching girls? Like,
Yeah.
the fuck? Anyways, if you're there to go creep, like,
Don't. Like,
think
you need to leave.
yeah, I think you belong in jail.
For
so.
real. Like, why don't you just stay home and, I don't know, creep on the internet on your burner account per usual? Like, I mean, not trying to promote that, but like, you know, don't creep in real life. But whatever.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. We want to go support Max, and y'all need to check out his song on YouTube, the
Yes.
newest one. I forgot what it's called, but I've been listening to it though.
Yeah. Same here. I'm going to go to it right
Something
now.
like Chitao or some, I don't know. But I was listening to it on the way here as well.
Wait, is he related to your family?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because he's Hmong, so
yeah.
I'm like, wait.
I always thought, I was thinking that too, but I don't think he's related.
Chi Tao. Okay, I think you know how to say it better.
Chitao.
Oh,
The heck?
oh
Excuse me?
I'm
Lord.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I did. Anyways, check out Chishitao by Max. And he's going to have a lit ass song come up as well because he was on the stage like,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I can't wait for that song.
For real. If you're listening, Max, hey boo, you did
We love
amazing.
you.
You freaking killed it.
Yes.
And we can't wait for that Liddy song.
So cunty. Yeah, we had a good time in Unison. We got lit as hell. Lex was hella fucked up, y'all. But it was a good fucked up.
Not too fucked up. Yeah.
To me, she was really fucked up. But we made it home safe.
Yeah.
But it was a great weekend, and now a new week. So I'm ready for the week.
Yes. Same here too. But just to add more onto our Unison weekend, we did not puke for like the first time, which was good. Okay. Because we usually puke, you know. I think like we're just getting older and something's in the drinks. But
I usually be puking. Yeah.
yeah. And we only had Jameson.
Yeah.
And before we used to do like Tito's, light drinks.
So I was thinking like maybe it's a light liquor that be getting us effed up. Because when we did, Jamie, we were fine. And then when I did Henny from the previous months, I was fine in puke either.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a light liquor.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with that because the Tito's that we had that weekend, our like girls' night gone wrong. That shit, I will never be turning to Tito's again. I'm sorry. Like I'm just done because like it reminded me of the Grey Goose night. Yeah, like goodbye to that.
The Grey Goose, the gin, and now Tito's.
Yeah, like light liquor for us has not been going the right way, so I guess we got to do dark now.
It's rubbing alcohol.
For real, no, it really is. Oh my gosh, but it was such a fun night. Definitely met a lot of people, reconnected with them again too. And yeah, it was like a good experience, a good like back in the scene experience.
I think I haven't been back to Unison in like almost a year. It's been a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I was back there. So
Yeah.
yeah, when we did the music video, this one's for Hmong girls. And we went there after.
No,
or that
I
night?
didn't. I
Oh, you
didn't
didn't go?
No,
Really? I was
because
wearing the
you
same
did
outfit.
it at CNC first, right?
You did the Hmong girls music video with me.
No.
Yes.
This Soul?
No.
This one's for Hmong girls.
No.
Oh.
The one we did with Annette and the
Oh, you're talking about
Hmong Harmony.
yes.
Yeah. DJ St. Paul.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
We went in unison after
Yes,
that. Yeah.
we
I think that was the last
did.
time I was like there.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Unless I was there again,
long
I
ago.
don't remember because I got that memory. But yeah, I feel that's the last time I was there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was like a good back refresher.
Yes, yeah. And like everyone was nice and no one was
It was
rude.
good vibes.
Yeah, except for that motherfucker, but we did not like let him infiltrate the night or anything like that. But yeah, it was a good unison night. It's so funny because it's my second time in a row for like
Yeah, the
because I went the
weekend.
weekend before too. So I'm just like, bro, do I really want to go? But because Max commented on our video, I was like, okay, we have to go
Have to
support
go.
Max. Like, we have to go meet him. And then I saw that Max went to Tule Jor, and I'm like, we need to do a Tule Jor eating video together. Like,
Mac
come
gotta
on.
come back.
It's going to be so bomb together. But yeah, now this week is coming up. It's just going to be work, to be honest. That's it. Work, chill, and this upcoming weekend, not going out, and gonna be alcohol free.
I'm looking forward to the
Yeah.
alcohol-free weekend.
Yes, me too. No, I really am, y'all, because I'm just like, I've been doing too much stuff that I don't remember until I look at the photos and I'm like, bro, I don't remember this. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm old now. So that's why it's gonna be an alcohol-free weekend this upcoming weekend. Okay, let's get into the episode. This one is gonna kind of be like a lot of unpack a bit,
Yeah.
you know, because it's like we love being Hmong, but why do you guys have to make it so hard? Like, we're not trying to do anything at all. We're just trying to exist.
It's like we're not trying to not be Hmong,
Right, yeah.
by talking about things we talk about. We're not trying to say we hate being Hmong by talking about topics that are uncomfortable, but it's really just unpacking everything in the Hmong culture. But we love being Hmong. We love our culture. We just think it needs to be changed, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, because like we said, the world is evolving, everything is changing, and it's time to just make some changes for the better of the younger generation, for their mental health, for everyone's mental health, or health in general, and well-being. So yeah, I think a lot to unpack and a lot of just back and forth things, and we're just gonna be, I think for this episode, just kind of everywhere, literally just talking. So yeah.
Yes, honestly, I feel like change is so hard for people.
Yeah.
Especially our people, because we never really changed over time like that, right? Because like we want to keep our culture and we want to keep our heritage because that's really all that we have. And so that's why like it's hard for our people to be like, oh, why are these people changing? Why do you guys want to change your culture? Why are you thinking this way and that way? You're not considering this fact, and that's where the back and forth comes from. And it's like
you just have to understand.
Yes.
Like, but it's so hard for people to understand. Like, we don't want to change the culture. You know, we just want to change. Ocean Day, you want to change just being quiet, or you to Bombay, like stuff like that. It's not changing what we wear, like our all that. Like, we love all of that, shamanism, everything, world's changing is Christianity now as well. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things that we want to preserve, but yeah, like I said, a lot of things they want to change.
It's that part right there, cultural preservation and cultural assimilation. And I feel like we need to find a middle ground between those two, because like our older folks are like, oh no, you need to like keep our culture. Cause like I was with my grandma this past weekend and she was telling me a conversation that she had with one of my cousins. And she was like, oh, like us old folks, we're getting old now. We want you guys to get married, start your life, have a family. We want to see you succeed and all of that. And then my cousin was like, we're not in the 1970s anymore. We don't live like that anymore. Right now we have to build our own life. We have to succeed in our own way independently, and then we can be able to have a family and whatever that you guys had before. And then my grandma was like, and my grandma has a smart mouth, and so she was like, "Oh, okay, you guys think that you guys are so smart. Well, I guess if that's what you want to do, then live your life like that." And like in my mind, I'm just like, "Grandma, that is correct. You know, like that is correct with what our cousin said, but you're also correct too because that's how you grew up. You know, that's what you know, and." That's why we have to find like a middle ground between that. It's like, Grandma, how could we make you understand us too? Because like we do understand you, but how do we like have that teaching to our older folks where they can understand, but it's like they will not understand though. You know, I feel
It's
like that's pretty hard.
Yeah, it's like it's because it's all they knew and it's all they know
Right.
still.
Mm-hmm.
Because the culture here is still so different for them because everything obviously here is like English, right? And really modernized, but all they knew growing up was like we said, surviving, surviving, surviving. So they've survived on what they uh, they went through, and they think that for us to survive as well in this world is also to go through what they go through and do the things
Mm-hmm.
that they've done. So I feel like that's why it's so hard for them to really try to accept new things that are happening, especially for our younger generation. And I think I feel not with I mean because we're just talking about Hmong culture, family is everything. So
Mm-hmm.
for them it's like it's always your family. You have to build a family yourself, and when you get married it's still your family. It's always going to be your family for you. That's why I feel like that's why they emphasize so hard on like getting married, having a family, having kids, because when you get old, who's going to take care of you? Who's going to take care of you? Like all of that
Right.
stuff. I think it's just that fear of being alone, and you know that fear of like we won't survive if we don't have a support system once they're gone. So I think that's why it's very hard for them to understand, because they just can't, because
Yes.
their mind till now, I feel like till this day, is still trying to survive
Oh
you know
yeah. Oh yes.
yeah,
a
that's why
hundred
it's so hard
percent.
for them, and
Yes.
that's why I completely understand. When it's hard for my parents or my grandma, my aunties and uncles to try to understand things that are happening now, or with our younger generation, but just give them grace, you know. And I know
Right.
it's very hard to give someone grace when they're unwilling to really try to listen or try to learn. But what more can we do but speak up about it? It just like keeping speaking up, just keep on speaking up about it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think I had this similar conversation with my mom this past week too, just about like moms and loving sons more than daughters and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, mom, like that's how I felt too. Like you love your sons more than you love me, or like you love your daughters. But then she was like, that's what you're saying? You don't know how I feel with my mom she loves her sons more than she loves me. I was like, exactly, right? That's what
Right.
you guys were, that's what our culture was so built on like loving the sons, because they're going to carry the family name. And it's the daughters that are going to be married to different families. So they'll contact. So I'm like, that's why grandma, even to this day, even though she does love you, you feel like the love is more towards her son, because that's what she was also taught with, growing up.
Right.
And now you're trying to stray away from that. But then I feel like just deep down, it's hard to stray away from that because it's so deeply ingrained into you as well.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think there's so much to unpack, and so many changes that we could make to really make our culture better as a whole, and still be able to preserve what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you just put it in such like a beautiful making sense way, because like that is what happens, that's like the generational culture that
Hmm.
runs deep into our veins. And but I think like what's different about us is definitely we are conscious about it, and we know that it goes on in our family. And that's why like I'm low key scared if I ever have kids, because like you know how like we're conditioned. And so what if I do it without realizing
Yeah.
it? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm doing it
That's why,
now,
like,
you
when they say,
know?
like, you don't know till you have kids. When my
Yeah.
mom says that, my sister used to say that, I'm like, okay. I think
Yeah.
that's why it's so hard because things are just so ingrained to us that we don't realize it is until it actually happens,
Oh
you
my
know?
gosh. Is that why they forget things that they've done to us?
Maybe. That's why my mom forgot she beat my ass. Like,
Yeah,
shit.
because they be forgetting the trauma they put on us.
Yeah,
They're
they're
like,
like, no, I
huh?
didn't do that. It was just because I love you. You know? Shit's like,
Exactly. Oh my
shoot.
God. Oh, I'm so scared, y'all.
No, but
Okay.
yeah. No, but yeah.
Yeah, we are the generation to stop these expectations and these uh, gender roles that goes on because it's a lot to like take down and also to bring into like our generation as well, being here in the American culture. Like it just isn't sustainable, to be honest. And that is why I think that a lot, okay, not all, but a lot of our Hmong community members are not ready for modern Hmong girl, right? I feel like the community, like what we have to say, the community is gonna look at modern Hmong girl and be like, y'all don't make sense. You guys are Hmong men haters. You don't know what you're talking about. Just because you have a mic does not mean you should start a podcast. Thanks for the tip, but thank you for putting the mic down because you also have a mic of your own too. But that's why you have a keyboard to just be typing the comments that you have for us. But yeah, the reason why I think that, the community isn't ready for modern Hmong girl is because we are still shifting our culture. Like our culture is still evolving, especially here in America too. And taking like our culture back in the motherland to just like come to America here is such a fast transition because like here in America, their culture is like very evolved, right? Where for us, we were still learning and we are still learning till this day. And so that's why us coming to this country, it's so different. And that's why, bride napping stopped here. And that's why underage marriages stopped, and as well as the abuse international marriage has stopped as well. And so that's why our culture is still learning how to navigate our cultural transition to America here. And that's why we are struggling with preserving the culture and assimilating into American culture without having the culture lost. And us, like Emmy and I, both being here and talking about it, it riles people up. And that's why, we create clickbait promos
Promos.
and people get upset and they're like, bro, this page is full of rage bait. Like, actually, sir, we just started because it's a marketing tactic. And
And
we
it's been
want,
working.
right, it has been working. And we want people to like be aware of our page and come to the pod and listen to what we have to say because a lot of y'all take the things we say out of context, but that is bound to happen because we promote those clips of part of the episode too. So yeah, I just think that modern Hmong girl, even though many Hmong community members may not be ready for it, we are ready for it. And I think that this is the perfect time for us to come out and talk about these things too, because you and I both being first, second generation here in America, like we have experienced so many things. We have seen our parents, aunties, uncles go through it. And then we have our younger
Sisters and
siblings.
brothers and younger
Yes.
siblings, everybody that's
Yeah.
going through still the same thing that our parents or grandmas are going through, that what they went through years ago. Like, why hasn't it changed? And why is it not changing? Because
Right.
people are not willing to make changes.
Yeah,
And when there's
exactly.
people that want to make changes, people get angry about it.
I feel like the number one thing that we talk about on the pod, or not the number one thing that we talk about, but then so far, the number one thing that we have talked about that makes people upset are gender roles.
Mm.
And I think that it's because a lot of it is heavily influenced by the men, right? And so they get upset over that when they hear it. But the reason why we talk about that is because that is our culture. Again, our culture was based on the patriarchal system. And that's why when we talk about it, we're not attacking, but we're talking how it has impacted and influenced our Hmong community, our Hmong culture and religion. And so it's really like at the end of the day, not to attack anyone, but I think that
Just to
people
address
get
it, to
right.
acknowledge it, to
Yes.
acknowledge the negative things that has happened with gender roles and the positives of it as well, But people
Mm-hmm.
always, if it is coming as an attack, why do you feel attacked?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I always think it comes back to why with yourself. For,
Yep.
if you see an issue with what we're talking about, think back upon why is an issue with you, And there's so many things where with gender roles that has changed and is still ever changing that people are still so unhappy with
Right.
just because Hmong women don't want to do what they want us to do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because like Hmong women having a podcast, Hmong women speaking out, like no, 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 that is not right. Because I I think just not Hmong women, but like the world in general, when they hear a loud woman,
A woman in general, yeah.
yeah, they're like, why is that woman so loud?
Mhm.
Like, why does she feel like she has the right to just talk about anything and whatever? Like, that already is already a negative stereotype for a woman. It's like, woman should just be
Be
quiet.
gentle and
Yes.
demure and quiet and
Mm-hmm.
da da da
Follow
da.
the
Yeah,
rules.
but no.
Exactly. And so that's why, like, when we, Hmong women, have a platform like this, like, it even riles up the community even more because it's like, oh my gosh, they're talking about their experiences, they're talking about us. And especially, like, going back to the dating Hmong men versus non Hmong men episode, people were so upset about it. And so that's why it's like, you know, the fact that we can open our mouths and talk about our experiences is such a huge strength. And for you to comment something so insignificant and irrelevant is just giving back that energy to us. So thank you so much. But again,
We're gonna keep doing it.
yeah,
It's not going to stop. Like
yes,
we're gonna keep being loud and not just loud physically, but about our volumes and what we say or how we say things, but and what we talk about. Because what we talk about can be loud because it's things that
hmm,
people want to be quiet about.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think there's just still, like we said, so much that needs to change. But how do we make these changes outside of just talking about it? And I mean that's like the already like the first step to acknowledge it and talk about it, right?
Hmm.
But I always think like, well, how are we going to make these changes? How do we implement these
Ooh,
changes?
okay. Honestly, like, for me, I will always advocate. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
when I see something that is wrong, I know it's wrong because obviously what they're doing is 100% wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I will verbally say it. I'll verbally let them know. And of course, I won't embarrass them. I'll probably like pull them to the side or something, have like a one-on-one and be like, "Hey, what you did wasn't okay." But obviously, like if I'm comfortable with you and we're like in our room and like everybody's comfortable together,
Just
I will
call
just
you
call
out.
you out.
Yeah.
But like obviously, whatever is appropriate in that
Mm-hmm.
situation, I will do. And I'll just let you know, like, oh, hey, what you did wasn't okay. What you said was not right. And you need to apologize or you need to like take the action of what's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's what I would do to like
Applying it to
improve.
daily life and then educating others that
Yes,
when you see it
exactly.
happen,
Yeah.
not
But
being
then
scared.
I feel like I have done that, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where it comes back to like people that want to remain ignorant and still continue to do that whatever activity over and over. And it's just like, you know what? I already told you once. I might have told you twice. And if you're still going to do what you do, then that's on you at the end of the day. And you just can't be hating on anybody that calls you out for it, you know? And if you do, then you're like mainly hating on yourself because you know what you're doing is wrong. So I feel like, you know, definitely be open to letting these people know in a respectful way and just teach them. And if they take it, then that's great. But if they leave it, then know that it wasn't on you. Like you already did your part, you know? And so that's why I can't with ignorant people. Like I believe that they can change. But if, you know, they just want to roll around in the mud all day and have a stick up their booty, then I guess it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to remove that stick out of their ass for them. Like, they got to do that themselves. But yeah, what do you think, Bestie?
I think the same as well. Just addressing it in your day to day when you see things instead of letting it just happen. I think, when I was a lot younger, when I saw things that happened that I didn't think was right, I didn't say much because, we were just taught to be quiet about it. But now as I'm older and I have more courage, definitely just addressing it when I see it and letting them know that, hey, what you're doing is not right, You,
Yes.
you shouldn't be talking to somebody like this. Like I do that with my mom, and I used to not be able to do that with my mom, but I've had the courage to tell her like, Mom, what you're doing isn't right. You shouldn't be talking like that or saying things like this to a person. Same with my dad or also with my siblings in general, telling them that y'all need to fucking make changes with your life.
Period. No, I
Um,
feel like standing up to your parents is like the biggest
yeah,
challenge. Yeah.
yeah. And I think I've learned how to do it more respectfully and not get angry about it. When I was younger, I'd get angry about it and we'd go like the whole summer ignoring each other. But now it's more like, hey, we're grown adults now. And if I address this, it's not because I'm mad at you. It's not because I don't want you to talk anymore. It's because I think it should be quiet. But it's just, I think we should just make changes. So
Yes.
yeah, I really think that to make changes in the world, you have to start from within first, with yourself, with your family, your loved ones, and then yeah, it could start happening more. Hopefully, whole wide world.
I know. I feel like it's hard though. I'm not
It's
gonna
very
lie.
hard.
Like, I mean, even in my family, it's already hard to make
Yeah,
changes, you know? So if it's like, if, I mean, not saying like my family's terrible, but just saying like in general, it's hard to
just
make,
small things.
yeah,
Yeah.
make like improvements in family. And so once when like you try to make improvements to other like friends, families, acquaintances, it's just gonna get harder, you know? But it's so funny because in an interview, the interviewer asked me like, "Do you think people can change?" And so I'm just thinking about that and like what I said just now. That's what I said to that interviewer. I wonder that's why I did not get the job, but oh my God. No, but I do think people can change with the right people, right? Because like I also believe that you may not be the right voice for that particular audience or people to hear what you have to say to. And oh, now that brings me to the point. Okay, like back to Hmong women, like you and I having a voice, speaking on our experiences, speaking on like what's right and what's wrong, and these men being upset. I feel like they need a man to voice it for them, you know, so they are not upset. Because I was just noticing, like, you know, again, our culture is built on patriarchy. So it's like they always listen to the
They don't
man
like it
as
when the
well.
woman says anything. You
Yes. And
know.
so that's why I'm like, that's so interesting. Because, like, okay, so these brothers that I know, they love to just like listen to themselves and be with themselves. And when someone tells them, like when one of their guys tells them something, they will listen. But when one of the women tells them something, they pretend to listen, to just like understand, and then not like just do the opposite of what she said, you know? And I'm like, that is so interesting. But sorry, now I'm bouncing back to the ignorant people. Okay, back to these ignorant people too that don't listen. They also will say that, oh, I just know who I'm hanging out with, so I just don't discuss or do anything that, you know, this audience will not enjoy. But they will do it to like the other people that they like to do those things with, which is so interesting. Like you get me, you get what I'm saying.
Like they act a certain way with a certain group and then certain with another
Yes,
group. Okay,
yes.
yeah,
Like they
yeah,
act inappropriate
yeah.
with like that group, and then when they're with like another group that doesn't accept that behavior, they are like suddenly this like different persona. Yeah. And so, I mean, to be honest, those kind of people, they ick me too, because I'm like, ooh, I know how you're like with those people over there. Like you be acting just disgusting behavior, but then like when I see you, it's like, oh, you're suddenly nice and kind now. But yeah, sorry y'all, I was jumping a bit. But yeah, that's why like I just think that that's also heavy on the culture in the gender roles portion, because it's like, how do we teach you then? Because like we do teach you, and then you acknowledge it, but then you contradict yourself by doing it with the other group that also accepts that behavior, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, so that's why I'm like,
That's why it's hard. It's so hard because there's so many people in the world. It's just
right?
so hard.
Right? I mean, like, to be honest, we don't have to save everyone in the world,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's just impossible, but
I think it's
just,
important now to teach our younger generations,
right.
especially, we're all going to get older, we're all going to pass away, whatever, right? I think it's definitely important to teach our younger generation.
Bye.
I think it's definitely important to teach our younger generations the importance of our own culture and the things that we've gone through, cultural assimilation, all of that. But it's important to emphasize the very, very, I'm saying important things that will make you better as an individual and will help you mentally, physically, emotionally. Yeah.
Right.
So I think definitely advocating for our younger generation, our youth, and really, really helping them, like us Hmong women helping our Hmong women and our Hmong boys, and Hmong men also helping our Hmong boys, and our Hmong girls as well.
Yep.
Yeah. It's all
Absolutely.
about coming together, helping each other. It's not about dividing.
Yeah, no, that part. Oh my gosh.
Literally, people are like, you guys are just trying to, why are you guys trying to divide Hmong people?
Yeah, for
How
real.
did you even get that from a video about us talking about us not owning a Hmong community or success? Excuse me. Like,
Exactly. No,
no.
that's exactly why we do those rage bait videos. It's just so funny
Maybe you feel
because,
divided because your beliefs are not the same as ours.
yeah,
But we're not trying to divide you. We're trying to say, come over here.
right.
Let's be better. Be
Yeah,
better individuals. But maybe you don't want to because you want to be divided. Like,
right.
why are you implying these things
Yeah,
when we haven't implied it and we haven't said
exactly.
it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that these people, they just, like you said, they have different beliefs and they want to stay like that. I mean, why even put a comment like that in the first place, right? But then again, like you and I both knew that there were people like that out there
Yeah.
too.
No,
So that's
definitely.
that's why it's just like, okay, give us the engagement, give us the comments. You don't want to go to our actual episode to go watch and listen through the whole thing, but you want to like take this clip and
30-second
have,
clip.
right, like make a misconception about it, go ahead. Go ahead. And that is why people are not ready. I mean, not all people. Some people, most people are not ready for Modern One Girl, but we are ready for y'all. And we're just
Keep
like,
it coming.
yeah, to be honest, like at the end of the day, Emmy and I, we are here to really have fun. And yes, you can have fun in your culture by talking about these things because they are real. And of course, we're going to have like a lot of serious topics, a lot of entertaining topics as well, but that doesn't make us any less Hmong. Yeah. So that's why Modern Hmong Girl is here. And you better be ready for us, even if you're not.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
anything else to
No,
add?
I think that's good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Shall we go to our Dear
Yeah.
Nobody?
We're gonna go on to our Dear Nobody segment. Let's see. All right. So, Dear Nobody, this was submitted by my.
Oh my gosh, wait, I'm so sorry, Bestie. But
Yes.
before we continue,
Yes.
we are so sorry. Like, why did we fail to mention that it is Women's History
Oh, yes, it
Month?
is.
Oh my goodness. And it's the last week of March, and we're posting this and we're saying it. But happy Women's History Month. We are obviously so appreciative of all the women that has come before us, that has made a mark onto this world, and for us to be where we are today.
Yeah. And obviously, I love being a woman, and I'll always be so proud of being a woman and a Hmong woman at that. So, thank you to all our Hmong women as well that are currently and still making, marks in history for us. So, happy Women's History Month.
Yay, yay, yay. All right, now let's get to
Our
Dear
Dear
Nobody.
Nobody by Maya. All right, let's get started. I am hurt, but I've moved on. It started when one of my sister-in-laws asked us, the Nyas, how we felt about my mother-in-law's situation. We've always understood that conversations like that were open between us, so we shared honestly.
That night, both Nyas, including myself, expressed our feelings. We agreed and said the same thing. The younger sister in law didn't like what she heard and suddenly snapped at me, saying, Nya, you have a big mouth just like your mom. That was a low blow. I could have said much more, but I kept it short and told her not to come for my mom, especially when she was the one who came to us asking about her mom's situation. I did call her a bitch in the heat of the moment.
A week later, the Nyas talked about it again, and the other Nya agreed the younger sister-in-law took things way too far. I decided to choose peace and keep my distance. 2 months later, the younger Nya asked the older sister-in-law, who was present during the incident, why they talk to Mai the way they do. This wasn't the first time. It's been many occasions. And Mai is a kind person, a Nya in the family, and doesn't deserve that.
The older sister in law responded, It's okay. Mai has been divorced, so she should know her place. We don't say harsher things to you or to the other Nyas because we're afraid to hurt your feelings. But because Mai is divorced, she shouldn't or she should understand the lows and highs. I was present while all of the things was being said.
Am I mad? Yes. I wish and pray those sister-in-laws never have to go through what I went through. Now I have to see this family in a few weeks for Christmas. I don't hate them, but I hate them.
How would you or anyone react to the younger sister in law's behavior and to the older sister in law admitting herself why the mother in law and
Sister-in-laws.
sis in laws treats Mai badly because she's divorced while the others aren't?
First of all, I just want to say so sorry for the delay of this, Dear Nobody, because this was
Yeah.
submitted so long ago.
Yes.
But here we are. I think I got a little bit confused. Let's
Same, but
see.
this was kind of entertaining to me. When you called her a bitch, I was like, ooh, bad girls club. Okay, sorry, not to laugh on your situation though, but
So you are my?
yeah, because the last paragraph, she spoke herself in third person.
And my is a kind person, yeah, in the family.
Mai is the divorced one.
So this is my though.
Yep,
So
this is
so
Mai.
this is my that the divorce. Okay, I just got a little confused because why they talk to my the way they do. Why they talk to me. I thought
Yes.
that's why it confused me a little bit.
Yep, no, I see that too.
Yeah, yeah. But what's crazy is that you are present and they're saying all these things. I think that is very disrespectful to say these things. I mean, I rather they say in front of me than behind my back. So I think I would have just kind of confronted them there and then.
Yeah.
I understand not wanting to start issues though, but when you are uncomfortable and it comes to that point already, I think it's like you have to stand up to that.
Yeah, but to
But
clarify this story, Mai is a divorcee
yes.
and they are talking bad about her because she's a divorcee and she shouldn't be saying those kind of things.
Hmm. So let's see, to answer the question, how would you or anyone react to the younger sister-in-law's behavior and to the older sister-in-law admitting herself why the mother-in-law sips and sister-in-law treats my badly? All right. So to the younger sister-in-law, I think what you said was very rude. I don't think you should have said what you said, especially like you have a big mouth like your mom. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's rude as hell, girl. I'll slap your mouth right there. That's
Ooh.
disrespectful. I'm just kidding. No, but I don't. I think it escalated kind of wrong with how like, oh, you called her a bitch yourself. But I mean, like, yeah, girl, stand up for yourself. I'm all for stand up for yourself, you know. But yeah, that sister-in-law should have just been like, oh, like the younger sister-in-law should have said, I didn't like, what you said. I don't think you should
Yeah.
have said that, and then make it a more understandable thing where communication is good, but the because the younger sister-in-law started off in that way, in that tone, I understand why it escalated in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then for them to also say all those things about about Mai while Mai was present because she's been divorced, just because a person's been divorced doesn't mean you treat them differently. Like that's rude as hell. And that is very telling about who you are as an individual, especially
Mm-hmm.
because you're a woman yourself. You should understand, you know? And I hate women. I don't hate them. I dislike people who are not girls, you know? And especially in situations like this, when you are a family together, it's very hard to stand up for yourself because you don't want to cause discomfort, you know? But you are already having discomfort because of them. And like we always say, even if it's family, if you have to cut them off, cut them off, even if
Period.
it's hard. And I
Yeah.
hope you have an understanding husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just about to add on, talk to your damn husband and
Yeah.
let him know.
Yeah.
Let him know that these are your sisters or cousins, whatever.
Sister-in-laws. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Sister-in-laws, and that's his sisters, right?
Yeah. So that's his sisters. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming. Yeah.
Yeah. That his family is literally harassing you because of who you are as a person.
In your past.
Exactly. Like, that is disgusting behavior. That is exactly what you said, a low blow. And I think that you should definitely let your partner know the disrespect that you have received from them. And it is 100% understandable why you would not want to see them for Christmas. Because Christmas is a time for family to be loving and giving, and they're not giving that at all. So I think that talk to your husband and like just hearing how your sister-in-laws are, they sound pretty immature. So I don't know if you could even have a mature conversation with them. But
Mm-hmm.
if you can, then I would suggest you try to have a conversation with them, a civil conversation, try to make them understand, see where like you're coming from. But if it doesn't get anywhere, then girl, you just gotta like tell your husband and just be like, yeah, I had this conversation with your sisters, but they weren't understanding and they didn't see from my point of view. So I just don't feel comfortable being around them. And if your husband respects what you are saying, then he will understand that's your boundary, that you have a boundary with his family. Not his entire family, but just, the sisters, and that's perfectly okay. And I feel like it's such a pressure put onto the nya to get along with the family.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, yes, of course, you do want to get along with the family, but is it worth like saying yes to everything and just like being a pushover for them? Like,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely not.
I also think it's very sad because, you marry into their family
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you are thinking you're going to have sisterhood with them and build sister relationships, and to not have that and to have them actually be evil and mean
Yeah.
instead is very, very sad.
No,
So please love your
agreed.
nyas. Like what the heck, your nyas are also, they move in to live with you guys and transition their lifestyle into your lifestyle and trying to do the best for your family. So love your nyas, please.
Yeah.
They go through a lot of unspoken battles.
Period.
Yeah, so girl, talk to your hubby, and I hope you guys figure that out. And always stand up for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
always, because
Exactly.
no one's gonna stand up for you if you don't.
Yeah.
Unless I hope your husband does too.
Right.
Yeah.
If you need to divorce that family, divorce that family. And hopefully your husband divorces them too.
But hope you're okay right now and
Yes.
happy. And again, sorry for the delay with your Dear Nobody.
Yeah, but I hope that you had a good Christmas overall
Mm-hmm.
and a happy new year now. Okay, advice for the week.
Advice for the week.
Let's get into it.
All right. My advice for the week is you're allowed to be proud of how far you've come, even if you're not where you want to be yet. And I think I just need that reminder because I guess, sometimes I put myself down, like, because I'm like, girl, you were here like this, but, it's just I'm not there yet. And I think I've already been doing great so far. So, yeah.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Be ready even if they're not ready. It's about you, not them. Period.
Perfect with this episode.
Yes. I was just like, why do people need to be ready for me? I should be ready for myself and for whatever I have coming. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it is for you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that concludes this episode.
Yeah.
We hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you so much if y'all stayed to the end to listen to this entire episode. And you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Modern
Modern
Hmong
Hmong Girl.
Girl. And we're here for you every Wednesday. We shall
See you soon, girlies. Mwah.